All right, here's another amazing 2-5-1 lick from Art Tatum. Art Tatum is one of my all-time favorite piano players, and it's always nice to be able to find a lick of his that can actually translate over to the guitar, because most of the time he's either using so many different octaves that it's like impossible to duplicate the range on the guitar, or he's just playing so crazy fast that that's another reason it makes it really hard to translate some of his stuff. So it's always nice to find a lick of his that can work on the guitar. And he's doing this one over the bridge to What Is This Thing Called Love. It's actually from a really fascinating album. It's Art Tatum, Buddy Rich, and Lionel Hampton trio album. And I believe this is actually an outtake, because the version on the album is like super fast, really up tempo, and this one's a little bit more medium. So I believe it's an outtake of What Is This Thing Called Love. So we're going to start out, does all of these really great triplet figures throughout this line. So we start on our C minor 7 chord, and we're going to start with our middle finger on C on the second string. So that's like on the end of 4. And then we have this. That's kind of like the first figure over the C minor 7 chord. So we start with our pointer finger on E flat, middle plays F, pinky plays G. I'm picking all of these notes, by the way. And then back to E flat, so. And then back to F with your middle. And then pointer goes to D, so. So intervallically, we start in the root, flatted third, fourth, fifth, flatted third, fourth, and second. And then after that D note, we put our pointer finger up a fret, again to E flat. So we use our pointer twice on the D and the E flat. Now right here, this is my favorite part, pretty much everything that happens from this point on, leading into the 5 chord. So after the E flat, then our middle finger is going to play B on the second string, we pull off to B flat with our pointer. Then middle plays G on the third string, ring plays G sharp, and then pointer is going to go to A on the second string. Such an amazing sound. So we talked about what's going on intervallically with those first couple notes. Now right here, to me, even though it's still over the C minor 7 chord, to me what he is doing is he's thinking ahead to the F7 chord, and he's doing a little chromatic approach to the third of the F7 chord. So if we look at these notes right here, right, that B and B flat, those are 2 chromatics above the A, right? The A is the landing note that we're going to eventually stop on. So we have 2 chromatics above, and then with the G and the G sharp, that's 2 below, right? If you look at it on one string, you could really see how all of those notes are surrounding that A, right? 2 above, 2 below. So, and that's the only pull off so far in this line, where I do the middle on B, pull off to B flat. All right, now this part is really wild. So now we're on the F7 chord, and what he does from here, after we hit that A note, he just goes, just chromatic from A all the way up to C. So middle finger on B flat, ring on B, pinky on C. All right, so that's just straight chromatic from the third of the F7 chord up to the 5th. Now right here is the most kind of outside part. These 3 notes, I love this sound. So he does this really interesting 3-note grouping that actually comes out of the half-whole diminished scale. So we put our middle finger on G flat on the third string, then your ring finger plays B on the second string, and then our pointer is going to jump all the way down to C on the 4th string. So if we look at those 3 notes in relation to F7, it's our flatted 9th, our flatted 5th, and our natural 5th, right? So anytime you see a flat 5 and a natural 5 together, in addition to a flat 9, that's usually half-whole diminished. And one of the things I love about this is this jump right here from the B down to the C, right? It's a major 7 jump, so a really cool interval to use over a dominant 7 chord. Go from the natural 5 to the flat 5, right? Gives you a major 7. So up to there we have this. They're just so amazing. And then from here he just finishes it off with some just straightforward F dominant 7 arpeggio stuff. So after that, after we hit those 3 notes, my pointer finger is going to switch to the 8th fret on the 3rd string, E flat, and I hammer on. So our pointer jumps down to 8, and then hammer on to 10 with your ring. So that's just the flatted 7th, and then the root. And from this point on, everything is just a straight F dominant 7 arpeggio. And then we put our pointer finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string, the A note. Pinky hammers on to C. And and then middle finger is going to play E flat on the third string. So now we have. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because of the speed of the line, trying to execute it as smoothly as possible, I actually use my ring finger for this E flat note rather than the middle finger. And the reason why is I go like this. And then I have to jump back to F on the fifth string, so my middle finger, I like to keep it free. Right, so this is an example right here of like if you're taking a line that's not meant to be on the guitar, sometimes you might have to do a couple of little weird, awkward fingerings just to kind of make it cut through the most, get the articulation as close to the original line as possible. So that's like an example of where you would encounter something like that. So then we jump to, like I said, middle finger goes to F, and then we just play our pointer finger on D on the third string. Once we hit that D note, that's the resolution to the B flat major, so he just lands on the third, right? So up to there we have this. All right, such an amazing line. So let me do it slow a couple times, then I'll speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so much amazing stuff going on in this lick. We talked about a couple of different things. A couple of my favorite parts are the chromatic approach to the third of the F7 chord. The, right, 2 above, 2 below. And then the chromatic from the third up to the fifth of the F7 chord. And then this right here. Right, those 3 jumpy notes out of the F half-whole diminished scale. The flat 9, the flat 5, and the natural 5. And then that nice, just triplety figure out of the F dominant 7 arpeggio at the end. So much great stuff. And like I said, always happy to find an Art Tatum lick that can actually translate over to the guitar. So that is our lick for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. And as always, if you would like to donate and support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/MikeGaudetteMusic or paypal.me/MikeGaudetteMusic. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the next episode. Take care.